Hi Aquarius, welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your September 2023 tarot reading. Thank you to those of you who've liked, viewed, shared, and subscribed to the channel. I appreciate all that. For those of you new to the channel, as well as what we have in front of us, the Celtic Cross spread as always, and also pulled the 4 agreements, Wisdom, the Oracle, and Mudra card for you guys. We're actually going to start the reading off by rolling those astrology eyes we have in front of us to get an idea of where your focus should be as far as that goes. So we have Taurus, and Taurus energy for you guys is your 4th house of home, roots, and mother. We've had Uranus there for quite some time. And actually, speaking of Uranus, there it is there. Just explain where it was, right? So that could bring sudden insight, sudden changes around situations. Now, I will say when we have the new moon in Virgo, in September, it's actually going to make a trine with Uranus, so that's a supportive energy there. And we have 2. So second house energy for you guys is Pisces. At the very end of August, actually, there's going to be a full moon in Pisces, so good to see an impact there. Second house in general points to possession, self-worth, and finances. All right, so, and also I should mention, in Pisces, you also have Saturn and Neptune there as well. All right, so all falling out of the way, we'll get started with the main spread. In the main situation position, we have the 7 of Cups, and challenging that, we have Temperance. So, Scorpio energy for you guys is your 10th house of career and social status. So, for some of you, maybe you have a bunch of options at play when it comes to your career, and the challenge could be to really narrow them down. Another way I could see this playing out for you as well could just be saying that if you are having difficulty seeing a situation clearly, be it career or any other area of life, it could be pointing to one of 2 things. Given that Sagittarius energy for you guys points to your 11th house of friendships, groups, hopes, and wishes, to me that says that either if you've already gotten too many opinions, so for example, if each of these cups represents someone's opinion around a situation, it could just be saying that that could be causing the issue there. That could be causing a lack of balance and making it more difficult for you to make a decision. Or on the flip side, in a more positive sense, what this could be saying is that if you haven't gotten any outside opinions, it might just be saying it might be best to confide in possibly your best friend, someone you know you can trust for sure. Let them know, like, hey, this is what's on my mind. And even if you don't take their advice, sometimes just talking through a situation could help you get a different perspective on the situation and help you make a decision there. All right, in the foundation position, we have the Hanged Man. So yeah, for some of you might have felt like you've just been stuck around the situation for a while. I feel like this is saying that you really are trying to take your time and really look at things from multiple angles before you move around the situation. So looks like at least there's a responsible approach there, but given that we do see that 7 of Cups, right, it says that there's no clarity there just yet. All right, in the past position, we have the Magician. So to me, this says that in the past you might have been more confident and ready to act a lot more quickly, right? So you didn't have that mental fog that seems to be there now. It seems like you just had a lot quicker response time to situations. You know, you'd see something, act on it, and move forward. So could just be saying that seeing this makes me think that these energies could be a bit more temporary for you guys. And I mean, we still have Venus retrograde in your opposite sign at the time recording this, and it's going to wrap that up early in September, but then it'll be post-shadow for the rest of the month, basically. And then we have Mercury retrograde about to start in your 8th house. So could just be a temporary thing with those retrogrades, throwing things out of whack, but did just want to mention that. All right, in the present position, we have Justice. So this is an energy of balance here for sure too. So it could just be saying that for some of you actually, and actually that this makes me think that about your reading from last month. I believe I gave it the title Better Than It Seems, right? So again, so maybe you guys aren't seeing the situation as clearly as you should yet, but along with that, there could be a thought that, oh, the conditions are worse than they actually are. Or even in the positive here is that even if conditions have been worse in some way, seeing this pop up in the present says to me that the scales will be balanced there on a karmic level. So that's a positive thing to look forward to there. And if not yet, this could just be saying that as we progress toward the Libra season, toward the end of September, you might start to see that energy at play. All right, in the near future position, we have the Death card. So seeing this immediately following the justice card, it says to me that whatever this justice is around, it's going to help you leave a situation behind. So for some of you, it could be a career thing, like I said, because for you guys, Scorpio is your 10th house of career. But if not that, it could just be saying in general that if there was something that you've needed to leave behind for some time, looks like you're finally going to get justice around that, and that's going to help you move forward. So, all right, we've been talking about career so far, but let's just say, let's look at it from a different angle and say maybe if it was a romantic relationship, right? And someone from your past, you broke up a long time ago, let's say, right? And given that that's Libra energy and we have the South Node in Libra, it could be one of those things where you might hear from them in some way or hear about them in some way, and it might finally give you closure, right? Like, okay, I don't know what happened with this connection in the past, right? It has me hesitant for future relationships, and then, okay, you finally get that closure. Awesome, I can put it behind me now and move forward. So it could just be one of those things, too. All right, in the position of your influence in a situation, we have the Two of Swords. So, at least on the one hand, I see this as pointing to, given that this is Libra energy again, that's saying that as the month progresses, you will narrow down your options around the situation because, like we said, we see the Seven of Cups there. It looks like there's some confusion around it. And at least here, we see it solidified down to two options. So, it looks like as the month goes, you're going to narrow down your choices. You're still not going to make a firm decision yet, it seems, but at least looks like you're going to be a lot more focused and really cut out the outside noise and focus on what you want to do. All right, in the environment position, we have the Queen of Wands. So yeah, this could just be saying in the environment, you might feel this energy that is nudging you to act in some way, right? So you might be feeling a little bit rushed, and that could be causing a bit of a clashing energy there. But if not that, it could just be saying that actually it might be saying that the energies might be calling you to be a little bit more assertive too. Given that Aries energy, which is what this card represents, is your third house communication. So something to think about there. And again, like I said, keep in mind we have the Mercury retrograde energy early in the month for the first half. So in fact, this makes me think of the fact that there's going to be a full moon in Aries toward the end of September. So between that and the Libra energies we're seeing here, look out for that full moon in Aries to really give you the clarity you're seeking and help you move forward if you don't feel it earlier in the month. All right, in the hopes or fears position, we have the Eight of Wands. So yeah, for some of you, this could be a hope of yours, right? Because I don't think anyone willingly would be in that Seven of Cups energy. So it looks like there is a desire to move on your part, but you just seem to be spinning your wheels for the time being. So looks like it's your ultimate desire is to get that forward movement. All right, in the outcome position, we have the Tower. So yeah, definitely an abrupt change energy here, right? Now, for some of you, well, I feel like this is saying, from what I'm seeing, it looks like you're going to be measured enough to where you're not going to cause any sudden endings, but there could potentially be one around your environment. So let's just say, again, hypothetically, right, you're trying to narrow down your choices, maybe even have it down to two, and then as we get toward the end of the month, one of those options might be taken off the table, right? Then it's like, all right, well, now the decision's been made for me, right? Because you had two, now you're down to one. But yeah, there's nothing really in this chart that, or ever in this spread that says to me that there's anything volatile, energetically speaking. If anything, like I said, it looks like you're getting closure around a past situation that might have been stuck for a while. So, which to me, I would view that as a positive, but obviously it could still feel like a sudden jolt. So, it could be a shock to the system in that regard, but I don't necessarily view it as a negative in this context. All right. Bottom of the deck, we have the Knight of Pentacles. So yeah, for a lot of you, this can definitely be related to finances in some way, though. Well, I mean, we have Taurus energy, which is typically related with finances, second house finances. The Pentacle energy we talked about, 10th house energy. So yeah, so for some of you, this could just be a financial situation you've been waiting on for a while. Possibly even through the legal system, given that we do see the justice energy there, and then that's going to finally let you move forward around the situation. So let's say if you already left the job as another way, right, and they owe you some kind of back pay, maybe they've been really stalling around that, and finally you get the justice around that, and then that helps you move forward, right? So it could be something like that too. All right, moving on to your 4 agreements card, we have don't make assumptions. There's the artwork, and it says relinquish the need to change others. Right? It says real love is accepting other people the way they are without trying to change them. If we try to change them, this means that we don't really like them. It is easier to find someone who is already the way you want him or her to be instead of trying to change that person. So yeah, I mean, interesting message there. I don't really see an energy of you exerting force in a negative way this month, so maybe that will resonate for some of you, but overall doesn't seem to be a overwhelming message along with the main spread. Moving on to your Wisdom Oracle card, we have Go the Distance. There's the artwork, and the number is 47. So let's see what that has to say. Alright, essential meanings says endurance, strength, the long haul. The Oracle's message: to bring your dream to life, you must think long term and pay no attention to the fluctuations in the current of your experience. Joy and disappointment commingle with opportunities, so there is no need to fear the occasional obstacle. Life is not a sprint. This card is a reminder that you have endurance, strength, and fortitude to carry you all the way. Remain true to yourself. Your authenticity alone will keep you in alignment with the energy of miracles. What is yours will never be withheld from you. Remember that. So the what is yours will never be withheld from you brings me back to thinking about the Justice card, right? So like I said, maybe this was something that was long overdue that's finally going to come your way to balance the scales karmically. All right, the relationship message says you either are in or are calling in a harmonious relationship that can stand the test of time. For better or worse, as you ride the ups and downs and even strain, break yourself, and are remade in new growth, you are being redeemed by the power of regeneration. Harmony does not mean there will never be a wrong note played, but that the relationship is marked by endurance and dedication to overall unity. A new song can be written, an instrument can be tuned, and the symphony of love will play on. Listen with your heart. Isn't it magnificent? So again, positive message there as well. Like I said, this didn't jump across to me as a hugely romance-related spread, at least the main spread, but for those of you looking for guidance around relationships, hopefully that message resonated. And then the prosperity message says your most precious dreams are not about instant gratification, but enduring prosperity. This is a time to think long-term and engage in continued action. You will experience momentum building as you translate the ebb and flow into slow and steady movement forward. Your efforts, ideas, and hard work now can lead to greater riches than you can imagine. Stoke the fire so that an uninterrupted stream of energy is available to support you in all the phases of manifestation. Be assured that you are in the right place right now. Again, definitely a positive message there too. And then that makes me think of what we were talking about with the magician energy in the past. So for example, maybe in the past, for whatever reason, on the path you were on, maybe you were getting results a lot quicker, right? So maybe the fact that you're not getting results as quickly now is making you think, oh, I must be doing something wrong. But then with the justice energy coming up there and some of the other energies we spoke about in the spread, it could just be one of those things that says that the results will still come, but just maybe not at the pace you were used to in the past. All right, and lastly, we have a mudra for you guys. This is your mudra here. It's the Garuda mudra. The keyword for it is maturity. All right, let's see if we can get everything in the frame there. Yeah, there we go. All right, so if you want to pause it or take a screenshot to read what it has to say, you can. But under benefits, it says improves intelligence, increases digestive fire, activates Manipura chakra, builds martial prowess, and according to legend, serves as protection against snakes, snake bites, and venom in general. So that mudra sounds like something you would find beneficial. I'll put the name in the description of the video as always. We'll wrap up there, and I'll see you guys next month. All right, bye.